Jeff Santos, and I'm going to tackle all about the male reproductive function. Okay, let's start. The chief role of the male in the reproductive process to produce a sperm, and the other one is the hormonal product of testes, which is the testosterone. So the first process of reproductive is called the spermatogenesis, or in a simple explanation is the sperm production. This process is begin during puberty and continue throughout life. The formation of the sperm is usually occurs in the semiferous tubules. So the semiferous tubules located here. The semiferous tubules. Semiferous tubules. Here it is located, the semiferous tubule. So, spermatogenia or stem cells, which is found in the outer edge of the tubule, begins the sperm formation. This because the semiferous tubules are being produced by the FSH, or also known as the follicle stimulating hormone, to produce sperm. So each division of spermatogenium produce one stem cell called type A daughter cell and the other type B daughter cell. So the spermatogenesis located here. The spermatogenesis is located here, down of the semifornicle. Okay. So let's move on. So the type A daughter cell stays at the tubule periphery as a help in maintaining the stem cell population. Meanwhile, the type B daughter cells are propelled towards the tubule lumen to become a primary spermatocyte, which will undergo a process called meiosis. Meiosis is a nuclear division that occurs on both male and female gonads. It contains two successive divisions of nucleus named as the meiosis and meiosis. During the division, it does not only the two daughter cells, but it could result in the formation of the four gametes or four daughter cells. The produced gametes are called spermatids. This spermatids contains 23 number of chromosomes, or 23 haploid gametes. These spermatids, which are a product of the meiosis, can be a functional sperm. Why? Because they are still non-motile cell. And also they carry excess baggage, which means they contain a lot of cytoplasm that hinders them to function well in reproduction. That's why a process called spermagenesis happens. Through this, all the excess cytoplasm are expelled or stripped off, leaving on the three main regions of a mature sperm. What are the three main regions? So here we go. The three main regions is of the structure of a sperm is here is the head of the sperm. Head of the sperm. Head. Then the med piece. The med piece of the sperm here. And the last is the actual filament of the tail. So the head of the sperm contains the DNA genetic material. The head serves as the nucleus of the spermatis anterior. It is the acrosome or the helmet-like structure in the sperm here. This is like a helmet structure, the head of the sperm. So take for example a sperm made contact with an ova or an egg. So the membrane of the chromosome breaks down to release enzymes, which helps the sperm to penetrate into the follicle cells surrounding the ova. Another structure from the sperm is the filaments forming the tail. This tail came from the distal centriole in the midpiece part of the sperm. Along with it, or what wraps the filament is the mitochondria, is provide the anhydrous phosphate, the energy needed to propel the sperm. In propelling, a whip like a movement is done by the tail. Usually it takes 64 to 72 days to complete the process of the sperm formation, starting the spermatogenous division to meiosis until the spermatogenesis. Take note that the sperm is a lumen and capable of swimming to fertilize an egg. To this sperm are moved through peristalsis. Muscle contraction from the tubules of the testes is to epididymis, the increase of motility and fertilizing power, or for simpler thought, maturation. The sperm becomes mature on the epididymis. And this whole structure is all about the male reproductive function. Thank you for watching. So, the urinary system comes into play. For the disposal of liquid waste, our body keeps generating a lot of hazardous unwanted liquid waste. These are a toxic waste product which will circulate in our blood until disposal. And as excess water can be waste too. Our body gets rid of it through the urinary system. So, how does the urinary system work? The urinary system starts here in our kidneys. These organs are located in the upper abdominal part here. Abdominal part area against the back muscle of both and left and right side of the body that acts like a filter devices for our body. If the blood passes through the kidney, it gets clean, and separates the waste of compound. This waste combines with excess of water, makes urine, to which we generally call pee. After that, the urine pumped down through a couple of tubes called the ureters, leading to the bladder. A compound, the ureters, leading to the bladder, a pouch like an organ that holds the pee. For example, you're trying to hold your pee, and after that, until the body is ready to get rid of it, and you feel like you're going to the bathroom, and finally the bladder contrast, and push pee. You push until you pee into another tube we call the urethra, which carries the pee out of the body when it already pushed up. Lesson. Did you know if you make a habit of holding your pee for ages, you're subjecting yourself to severe long-term effects, including a higher risk infection? Constantly holding in your pee can weaken your bladder muscles, which could lead to the urinary retention, a dreaded condition that prevents you from being able to fully empty your bladder when you get pee, and makes you feel like peeing a lot. So in the interest of long-term health, it's not good habit to hold your pee for too long. But fortunately, for the short term, your brain and body have got you covered. For the long term or for the short term, your brain and body have got you covered. Have 9 different aspects of these neutrons. A function of urine of the kidney. A function of the urine of the kidney is the filtration in it is neutrons. Here we go. This is a blood supply. A blood supply here in our picture. This blood supply coming through the blood and give heat to give neutrons oxygen. The tubules of the nephrons contain what? Just feel filtrated from this blood. Okay? And if this filtrated remains on the nephrons all the way through become that neurons. To become a neurons. Here. So the first we're trying to do is to label our picture. I'm going to speak Turkish. It's because I'm not fluent of speaking in English. So let's continue. For the first, I'm going to do is to label our urinary system function. So where does it belong in the pause? The afferent arteriole is located here. Afferent arteriole. So the afferent arteriole is located here. Afferent arteriole. Then here is the glomerulus. 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 Tapos dito ay itong malaking to ay itong tinatawag natin na glomerulus. Then dito is afferent arteriole. Pagka afferent arteriole. Afferent arteriole. Arteriole. At dito, ang nandito sa ating blood body hanggang sa dulo. So, yan. Once get filtered the nephrons, di lahat nag-stay. So, 120 miles, di lahat nag-stay. Dahil ito ay binabalik dito sa blood, at binabalik sa tubula, peritubular, the peritubular network. The first one is called the glomerular capsule. Glomerular capsule here. First portion is the tinatawag na proximal tubulated. Dilated tubule and the loop of Henry. Loop of Henry. So, yan nga po. Also known as the nephron. The loop is made of thin descending of the loop of Henry. And we have the distal tubulated tubule here. Distal tubulated tubule here. And the collecting duct. Here. Collecting duct. The urine formation is equal to glomerular filtration. Glomerular filtration. Small enough. But although the protein is actually small, but theirs have a negative charges here. So, hindi siya nakakapasok dahil sa negative charges. So, nananatili siya sa blood and it's refilled back. So, just like I said earlier, na ang lahat ng pumapasok dito sa ating nephrons ay nakakalabas ng buo. 100% ay 1% lamang ang nakakalabas dito sa ating collecting duct. Dahil ito ay binabalik dito, lahat ng stuff binabalik ng nephrons sa blood body. Proximal tubulated tubule ay nagbabalik ng 65% dito sa ating blood body. Distal tubulated tubule at sa distal tubulated tubule ay nagbabalik naman ng 15% dito sa ating body. At dito naman sa ating may collecting duct ay nagbabalik siya ng 45% and a total of 99%. Small amount. Always remember that the 99% is throwing back to the blood body. 99%. Okay. When the filtration is equal to glomerular filtration minus the tuberculum reabsorption. At eto na ang pangatlo. Hindi lang nephrons ang nagbibigay dito sa ating blood. Dahil nagbibigay din ang dahil nagre-receive din ito ng tubular secretion. Sa tatlong magkakaibang components, yung tubular secretion ay nagbibigay ng reabsorption sa ating or secretion, throwing up the stuff. And this stuff, for example, the urea.